Hi, welcome back. I'm Dr. John Douillard. I hope you guys have enjoyed the first 3 training videos. Hope you've done all your homework. Now you know if you're a hot digester or a cold digester, and you can figure all of that out. You know, to sort of recap what we've been through so far, and I really encourage you guys, if you haven't watched the first 3 videos, you gotta watch them because I've given you so much, I think, really valuable information about how to actually make your digestion stronger and to give you the ability to naturally detoxify. The things that we haven't talked about yet are how do we deal with the stress in your life, because the stress pounds away at your gut and takes out some of the good microbes and disturbs your microbiology. And also, how do we deal with all these toxins that are left in our fat cells that have accumulated for 10 and 20, 30 years? So let's talk about how we got here. We have stress that pounds away at our gut, irritates the intestinal mucosa. It can make you either constipated or give you looser stools. It can really irritate the intestinal skin, which is not a great situation. That can alter the ability and the proliferation of good, healthy microbes. And on the outside of your intestinal wall is your lymphatic system, which is the #1 drainage system and detoxification system in your body. And it's also where 80% of your immune system is in this perfect 1/2 inch, most important 1/2 inch of your body, where the little villi of the intestinal tract meet the lymph on the outside. And if that's yucky, like we talked about earlier, that's directly linked to accelerated aging and chronic disease and conditions. So we can do a whole lot better by repairing and supporting the health of the intestinal skin and the lymph on the outside of that intestinal wall. So this is really important. We talked about many ways to do that. That was our first training video. So please go back and get that down. It's really important. Our second training video was realizing that if that breaks down, all the toxins that should be going into your lymph and be processed by white blood cells, they're heading back to your liver, causing liver congestion, inability to burn fat, inability to lose weight, inability to stabilize your mood, inability to sleep through the night. This is what fat does. When you're a good fat burner, you sleep through the night. You have stable mood. You handle stress really well. It's like water off a duck's back for you. But if you are not burning fat, you're going to gain a bunch of weight, you're going to store a bunch of toxins, you're going to be worried and stressed out, not sleep at night, because when you sleep at night, you burn fat all through the night and you break the fast with breakfast. And that's when you start burning the food that you ate versus the fat that you burned all night long. This is the way we were designed. This is how we're wired to function as healthy human beings. So it's really critically important to make sure that we have great and functional bile flow. And I gave you great strategies, dietary strategies, herbal strategies to really make that happen. And then that was training video number 2. Training video number 3 was going upstream and looking at your digestive fire, which completely depends on the bile flow as buffers for the stomach acid. And I gave you all kinds of strategies to turn on your digestive fire. You know, and this is where it all happens. If the digestive system is not producing good acid, then you're going to let undigested foods and toxins go right into your liver, right into your small intestine, and right into your large intestine, and they act as intestinal irritants, and they literally break down your intestinal skin. And these toxins will find their way through the intestinal wall and wreak all kinds of havoc throughout your life and throughout your body. So the first domino is your stomach fire. But we can't just go treat the first domino, because that stomach fire was turned off, dialed down as a result of poor bile flow, poor intestinal function, poor intestinal skin, poor microbiology, and congested lymph. So we're going to reboot the whole thing. And that's what I've put together for you in these first 3 videos. But I realize it's a lot. I've given you a lot of information. And yes, there's lots of articles that we put out for free to help hold your hand and guide you through this process. But even then, it's difficult to kind of pull it all together yourself, and I realize that. So what I've done for you is I've created a program called the Colorado Cleanse, which is a 2-week digestive reboot and detoxification program to fix in all the information that we talked about. I'm going to support the health of your intestinal skin, reboot your microbiology, increase lymphatic drainage, turn on and decongest your liver and increase bile flow, and then turn on your digestive fire. So there's a beautiful coordination of digestive and detoxification ability, which includes strength of your digestive fire, increased bile flow, pancreatic and duodenal enzymes flow, and a healthy lymphatic drainage off the intestinal wall. And therefore, the final product is great and diverse, beneficial microbes that do the heavy lifting for just about every single thing in our body. This is how we get there. So what I did is I put together this cleanse called the Colorado Cleanse, which does all of this for you in a 2-week program. Now, in addition to that, the Colorado Cleanse has a couple other things I want to talk about. We talked a little bit about the mental side and the stressful side. And we have to understand that the microbes inside of your gut, and this is where we started way back in training 1, is those microbes, they experience everything you think, everything you feel, everything you say, everything you eat. They are completely exposed. If you're super stressed out, your bugs are going to get stressed out. They took the poop out of a happy mouse, put it into a sad mouse, and the happy mouse got sad. You know, it's the kind of thing they took the poop out of, skinny mice and they put it into fat mice, and the fat mice got skinny. The microbiology does everything, and it's completely affected by our stress. So it's so important that we understand how to kind of sever the relationship of all the stress in our life impacting our intestinal tract and taking that out. And in the Colorado Cleanse, what I've done is I put in the Colorado Cleanse book a series of self-inquiry exercises that are so critically important to help you make transformational change in the way that we think and stop having all that stress pound away at our gut. Now, why is this important now? Well, one of the things that we're going to do in the Colorado Cleanse is we're going to help your body become a better fat burner. Inside those fat cells are what are called molecules of emotion. Not only are there fat-soluble toxins and environmental pollutants and pesticides and heavy metals stuck away in your fat and your brain, but there's also molecules of emotion that's well documented now. And when you burn fat, in Ayurveda they talked about this thousands of years ago, that when you burn fat, you release these molecules of emotion. So when I put you through a 2-week Colorado Cleanse that reboosts all of your digestive ability and gets you to naturally be a better fat burner, all those fat cells are going to be released, but not in a cleanse that's going to overwhelm you. Your body's ready now to process and detoxify the fats, but also process and be aware of a lot of the mental and emotional patterns of behavior, the stressors in your life that keep triggering you to think and do the same dumb stuff again and again and again, which super stress you out, take out your good bugs, irritate your intestinal skin, congest your lymph, and then can totally end up congesting your liver, your gallbladder flow, and your ability to turn your stomach fire back on. It's all connected. We just can't disconnect or separate the mind from the body, from the liver, from the lymph to the intestinal tract, and the microbes. They're all part of us, and they all work together. That's such a cool thing. Like these microbes, we didn't even know they existed until a few years ago, and now we realize they feel and know and experience everything. And they are the ones who are sending emotional messages from the stress in your world to your brain. And then from your brain, everybody gets the word, the war is on, run for your life. And that run for your life, fight or flight, is a degenerative, disease-producing, lymphatic congesting chemistry that will take us all out. We all know stress is the cause of disease, right? We all know that. And how do we handle that is by helping the body be a better physical processor of stress and toxic food and digest better and deliver the good stuff and get rid of the bad stuff out, and also have some attention on how we mentally process it as well. And when these molecules of emotion are being released out of your fat cells, that means you have access to seeing and becoming aware of a lot of these old emotional behavioral patterns. And when the awareness is there, we can then take action to resolve them. And that, to me, is what makes the Colorado Cleanse so fantastic, because every piece of the puzzle we address. We made darn sure before we detoxify you, your liver knows what to do with these toxins, we release them. We made darn sure that when you finish this cleanse, you're a better digester and you can begin to start eating harder to digest foods again, like wheat and dairy, and reboot digestion and live not in the digestive bubble, but start eating many more different and diverse foods. You can begin to put fats back in your diet and put good fats in. And when you start burning good fats, guess what? You stop craving the bad ones. You stop craving the sugar because you're burning the stable, long-lasting, non-emergency naturally, sleep through the night, handle stress, way better fuel. It's the non-depression, non-emergency, non-anxiety fuel. We don't burn that fuel as a culture. We're going sugar, 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 sugar. It's just got to change. And then, of course, helping to make sure that you eliminate better through your intestinal skin and your lymph is draining. We talked a little bit about how there's new research that show there's microscopic lymphs in your brain they didn't even know existed before 6 months ago. And Ayurveda's been talking about those for thousands of years. And now we know that inability for your lymphatic system to drain, which only comes from poor digestion and stress. And when those lymphs in your brain are congested, they're directly linked to infection, autoimmune conditions, anxiety, depression concerns, and of course, the inability to think, focus, and have great memory, and definitely linked to how well we age. So, this is the magic of Ayurveda and the magic of really what I call holistic medicine. And of course, at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is you have the reins to your health. You hold those reins to optimal health, to being self-sufficient. We can avoid the need to go to a doctor and end up on a medication after a medication after a medication, which many of us have seen our parents do, and we don't want to go down that road. We don't have to go down that road, I don't think. But we have to start early. There's a bit of an urgency here. We've been fed the worst diet for the last 60 years, processed fats, bad fats, sugar, and we have a liver that can't digest and can't process fats. We have some rebooting to do. We've stored plenty of years of environmental pollutants and pesticides and preservatives in our fat cells and even in our brain, and they gotta go. And that's why I put together the Colorado Cleanse, because it's a detoxification program as well as a digestive reset. And that's where we talked about ghee in the first part of our first training video. Ghee is clarified butter, butyric acid. It's a fat that has been used for thousands of years to go into the intestinal skin, attach to bad fats, and pull them out. And I have good science to prove that actually works. They've done studies where this has been shown to significantly pull pesticides and preservatives out of the body by using what's called lipophilic detoxification, which means that the fats go in and hook onto the bad fats and pull them out of your body. This is a program, the detox, has been used for thousands of years. I've been administrating it for 30 years. It's safe, it's gentle, it's kind. You eat 3 meals a day during this cleanse. You're not starving. Because as soon as you starve your body, the body goes, oh my God, this is an emergency, store fat, which is exactly what we don't want to have happen. The idea with this cleanse is to get the body to be a better fat burner and do it naturally and reset digestive function. And while we're doing that, give you homework assignments where you can begin to chip away at this crazy mind of yours. So I highly encourage you to take a look at the Colorado Cleanse, a comprehensive program that puts all the pieces of these training videos together for you so you can have the ability to make it happen in 2 short weeks. Pretty phenomenal package. In my first video, I talked about how I've been guiding people through cleanses for the past 30 years, and I realize it's difficult for folks to navigate all the details of a cleanse along with their very busy lives. So what I created for our Colorado Cleanse is a guided group cleanse where I guide people personally, step by step, hold their hand through every detail of the cleanse. And with our guided Colorado Cleanse, what we actually offer is daily emails. These are really amazing. All you gotta do is wake up, look at your email and it says, do this, this, this is day 1, do this and this is day 2, and it takes you step by step through the 14-day cleanse and tells you exactly what you need to do. Really, all you would need to do is just open up your email and do what we tell you to do, and you're gonna get the cleanse just right. In addition to that, we have an online forum, like a chat room, where people from all over the world who are cleansing with you gather and they talk about recipes and their cleansing experiences. And I know that when you're doing a cleanse and you're by yourself, and the cleanse isn't like that difficult, but when you're doing something that has a discipline, associated with it, it's great to have other people doing it with you. And you can share stories and you just feel like you're part of a group. It motivates you to stay with it and stay and do it better. Not to say that the cleanse is like super difficult. In fact, if you strain during the cleanse, I always say that's the body responding to this as a fat storing emergency. We don't want that. So I've created so many caveats in the cleanse that make sure you don't strain. So it's not like we're gonna, this is not some major endurance event, but at the same time, the group form is so nice just to be part of a group. And I think we need community more and more these days. And that's a really awesome part of the guided cleanse. And then in addition to that, we have live Q&A sessions where I get on the phone and I answer your questions and that you have about your cleanse, what's going on. Sequentially, throughout the cleanse, we do these live conference calls where people can ask their questions about the cleanse. So it gives you direct access to me so I can hold your hand and make sure you get the best experience. So what we're doing now is the early bird registration for the guided group Colorado cleanse starts in about a week, okay? And for all the cleanse kits, the discount for all those cleanse kits is a 15% discount. But for you guys who have endured me talking about detox for all these videos, you guys are gonna get for the next week and up until when the regular early bird registration opens. It's a pre-registration just for you guys. You're going to get a 20% discount on all the Colorado cleanse kits. And that is up to a $78 savings. So it's a whopping deal for you guys for this next week to sign up. So don't miss this window because it's happening right now. And in the kits, here's what you get. You get our brand new Colorado Cleanse book, which is like amazing. It's got a step-by-step guide on how to do the cleanse, and more importantly, in way more detail than the emails where I tell you why you're doing each step of the cleanse and the benefits, but also in the Colorado Cleanse book, there's a cookbook. There's an Ayurvedic detox cookbook that you use during the cleanse, and then there's a regular Ayurvedic cookbook that you can use all year long. And people have asked me for years, when are you going to make a cookbook? When are you going to write a cookbook? We have that now. It's part of the Colorado Cleanse book, which is really amazing. In addition, during the Colorado Cleanse, there's a week of, we call it the khichdi part of the cleanse, which is a rice and bean soup. And you get all the khichdi you need during the cleanse as part of the kit. You take ghee in the morning, you get all the ghee that you need for the cleanse as well. And you also get an Ayurvedic lymphatic massage oil, which is a huge part of the detox. I talk a ton about how the lymph are the drains, and we want to support the drains the very best we can. So you get a bottle of Ayurvedic lymphatic massage oil that you do daily. And then, of course, there's herbs that are really important for rebooting digestion and helping the body detoxify. Lymphatic herbs, liver herbs, herbs to reboot and strengthen your digestion. There's 7 herbs you get as part of the cleanse, and all that up to a $78 discount depending on the cleanse kit that you buy for this week and this week only. But in addition, I sound like a salesman, but this is really cool. You get something else which I think is really important because the registration is now, and then it might be a month or so before the cleanse actually starts. And I think it's really important to start to gear up your lifestyle and get kind of in tune with the Ayurvedic lifestyle, the opportunity for powerful transformation in your life. And we have a program that I created called the 28-Day Ayurvedic Challenge. And that 28-Day Ayurvedic Challenge is a video, a lecture, a PDF every single day. You get it, and you get that every morning for 28 days. So what happens is it teaches you lifestyle and diet and routine and all the really important basic Ayurvedic principles. So an entire month you get to experience Ayurveda, experience the transformation of Ayurveda. And we give it to you as videos and audios and lectures that you can watch. And it gives you an opportunity to say, let's try this new routine today. Let's try this new routine today. And that's what the 28-Day Ayurvedic Challenge. And if you buy the cleanse kit, for the up to the $78 savings, if you buy the Colorado Cleanse Guided Cleanse Kit, in addition to that, and that's for this week only until regular registration opens, you get the entire 28-Day Ayurvedic Challenge for free. That's a $177 value on its own. When you put the 28-Day Ayurvedic Challenge Cleanse Kit or challenge together with the cleansing kits, that's over a $250 savings. But that, you guys, is only for this week. Once regular registrations opens, which opens in a week, we're back to just the 15%, and that's only for a short period of time as well, and off the cleanse kits. But this deal where you get the 28-Day Ayurvedic Challenge for free, and the 20% off your kits happens for this week only. So please don't miss that. Very, very important. So to take advantage of all this really cool stuff that's coming, please just click on the button just below your video screen now and to get started. And we'll see you during the cleanse.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.